doors. Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once, that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. No. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
That's why some psychologists recommend putting arguments on hold until the morning when we have more control over our emotions. Social interaction, especially with people who mentally challenge you, boosts your cognitive function. So take a few brainiacs out for dinner, even if you have to pick up the tab. The good news, scientists say most of the bacteria in beards is no more harmful than bacteria on our skin. But to stay safe, keep the beards clean, please.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. Got a good show, an interesting show. There was one debatable thing I thought I would bring up this morning, and it centers around a bigger debate. The bigger debate is abortion, but there was a smaller debate that I wanted to focus on, and that is how our elected officials listen to what we, the public, have to say when we show up at a meeting. Mm-hmm. I always find this a little troubling, and I'm going to try to understand both sides of this. So let me explain what I'm talking about, because right now you don't really know, right?
Okay, no.
In Tallahassee, 32 people showed up. 32 people. 32 people. That's not 400. That's 32.
Yeah.
Okay. They showed up to attend a Florida Senate committee meeting on Tuesday to share their views on a bill that would create a mandatory 24-hour waiting period on abortions. Mm-hmm. Okay. I am not wanting to debate abortion right now, but that's what they were there to do. Okay? These 32 people were there at the Florida Senate committee meeting on Tuesday to share their views on the bill that would create the 24-hour waiting period here in the state of Florida on abortions. Mm-hmm. However, the health policy chairman, Aaron Bean, who is a Republican from Fernandina Beach, decided to only allow 2 people to speak.
Oh.
Let's see, 1 from each side of the debate. That was it.
Oh, man.
Members of the audience shouted out their displeasure. Well, gee, I wonder why. Only 32 people. You can't give 32 people a chance to speak?
Exactly.
They showed up to speak. All right, so they shouted out their displeasure at Health Policy Chairman Aaron Bean after the committee agreed to limit public comment to 8 minutes. State Senator Arthenia Joyner, a Democrat from Tampa, also said she disagreed with the decision to limit public comment, then joined the other Democrats in voting no on Senate Bill 724, which was approved along party lines. Bean adjourned the meeting immediately after the vote and left the room, but that didn't prevent pro-choice advocates from speaking out. Mm-hmm. One man walked up to the podium and began to give the speech he had planned for the meeting until security officers ushered him out of the room. And that led to an impromptu press conference in the lobby with others who opposed the bill. It was obviously purposely put just before lunchtime to stifle free debate, according to Terry Wunder, a member of the Democratic Women's Club of Manatee County, who said she drove 5 hours to attend the meeting. All right. Now, if you're going to take sides based on the politics of the person, hey, Tom Davis is in the studio.
Yay!
Well, we're gonna have
Good
fun with
morning,
you
Tom.
today. We got a fun idea. I've been looking forward to today with you. Plus, we got a brothel owner coming on.
Yeah, we do, from the Bunny Ranch.
I know.
Not during your time.
Don't worry, you're going to be Andy Griffith this morning, and Ross from Friends, and who else? Oh, and Gomez from Addams Family. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so the debate right now in here is not about abortion. It's about our elected officials not really giving the public a chance to speak when there's a public meeting. And when you're invited to come speak, which is exactly what happened here, and it happens sometimes here in Ocala at the different meetings as well.
Right, exactly.
And quite often the people who speak feel like they're stifled. Now, I'm going to try to take the other side because I can understand 8 minutes is a long time. 8 minutes is a good period of time. Okay?
Yes.
But to only allow 2 people to speak, that's not good.
No.
You have 32 people. What would 8 times 32 be, Rob? 8 is 16.
That's
So you got a couple of hours worth of speaking going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
256
guess what?
minutes.
You get paid pretty good if you're an elected official.
That's 4
You know,
hours.
you're sitting there. Your job is to listen, isn't it? I mean, aren't you? I mean, if you think about being elected into a position of any sort, aren't you? Don't you have the trust of the people who voted for you to represent them? Isn't that the whole idea? Yeah. Everybody can't go to Tallahassee or Washington, D.C., or even to the city council. So we say, okay, you represent us, because I think listening to your speech prior to the election that voted you in, you made me believe that you kind of believe the way I did. And so, yes, I want you to be in there.
Yes.
Okay, so now you have a guy who was supposed to represent you, but he won't allow you to express your feelings so that you can be represented accurately
Exactly.
or appropriately.
The taxpayer is the boss because, without taxpayer money, these guys won't be getting paid.
Yeah, well, that's theoretical. But it's not true. It's not true. They take it upon themselves to say, no, I'm here. I'm the boss. I'm going to do what I want. I have lunch coming up. It's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, and I'm celebrating.
Yeah, that's awful.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
I mean, put in some extra time. I can understand if it was 100 people or a larger number. But 32 people. 32 people.
You could have lunch sent in.
You could say,
don't need to leave.
you know what you could say? You could say to the group of people, you can say, okay, there's 32 people here. It's kind of a large number. We're going to give everybody 8 minutes of time. If there's some grumbling, say, all right, make it 10. So everybody gets 10 minutes. Now it's 320 minutes if everybody speaks.
Right, exactly.
But you say to the group, do us all a favor, and if somebody has already articulated your point, then don't come up.
Exactly.
If your point has already been articulated, or if part of your point has, then shorten your point so that it's not a full 10 minutes or a full 8 minutes.
Right.
But I think it's absolutely ridiculous when we have an elected body that decides that the people who showed up by invitation,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
We are all invited to these things. What do you think?
Exactly.
What you thinking on this, Tom?
I think you're talking about common sense here, and that really doesn't prevail a lot in government.
And see, Robin's comment that we are the real bosses because we're the taxpayers.
And we are.
They don't ever seem to understand this.
No.
No, whether from a local level to a national level, we are your boss.
And they just, I don't want to say they collectively, but a lot of them think we're just stupid.
It's exactly.
And a lot of us are.
Or they think, you know what? It doesn't matter what you say. I'm still going to vote the way I want to vote.
That's right.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, yeah, good morning. I'm listening in here about I guess it's your local city council. I just moved up here from Kissimmee. We had huge rallies down there with the city trying to keep an abortion clinic out of the city, and we get 200 or 300 folks turning up. They limited it to 3 minutes. And quite honestly, if somebody knows what they want to say, 3 minutes is plenty of time.
I think you're right.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, so 8 minutes is crazy. I think I wouldn't want to sit and listen to most people speak for 8 minutes.
No, you're right. No, you're right about that. But the point is, if you had 300 people showing up, and you said, okay, after the first person speaks, by a show of hands, how many people were represented by this one speaker?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You could say, well, okay, well, all of you, unless you have something else to add, please don't come up and spare us all the time.
Right, and then what the group would also do is, if 1 or 2 people, or maybe 10 people at the most, they knew that they had the most important stuff to say, they'd give their time to that person. If they wanted them to speak an extra 3 minutes, let's say, or an extra 2
that
minutes,
makes sense.
extra 9.
And again, common sense comes into play.
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, and in this case, you tuned in late, it sounds like we weren't really talking about the city council. We were talking about the state legislature up in Tallahassee.
Oh, yeah, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys being on the radio. I'll be listening. Let me turn you guys back on and listen in.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Just so you know, if you're listening to hardcore political talk, we don't do it much. We do it right now, but we're going to be Andy Griffith in about 20 minutes. So, well, Tom will be Andy Griffith. But anyway, so I mean, it's an important topic to people, and the people need to be represented.
Exactly.
And that's their job. Their job is to represent us. I every time we have a candidate in the studio who's running for office, I will always say, well, not always, but I almost often will say, if you feel one way, but 97% of your constituents feel another way, how do you vote? Do you vote the way you feel, or do you vote the way they feel? And they almost always say the way he feels. If I'm elected, I'm going to vote the way I feel, not the way 97% of the people feel.
Yeah.
And I said, well, isn't that contrary to why you were elected? I mean, don't 97% of the people...
You're elected to represent the people.
Right. Aren't they due your representation? But no, I've never had one say, yes, I would change my vote even though I didn't agree with it if 97% of the people agreed with me. Mm-hmm. I mean, disagreed with me. I would go with them.
Right, exactly. You have
so,
to. That's your job.
If you went into the political part of this, let's see. The abortion waiting period legislation has 2 more stops in the Senate before a floor vote. The House companion bill is House Bill 633, has 1 more committee before it is eligible for a vote on the floor. I don't see anything wrong, by the way, if you want to talk about the subject at hand. I don't see anything wrong with the 24-hour waiting period.
No, I don't either.
So, anyway.
But people should be allowed to speak because they're invited to be there. We pay the salaries of the elected officials, and it's very, very rude. It's very rude. You have to hear what the public wants to say, and if you're going to break for lunch, well, too bad. You sit there through your lunch. You don't just break.
Get
for
that
lunch.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich brought in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just have a snack or something. I mean, because you're not working much as it is. I mean,
right.
I mean, you should work every day of the year,
right,
and then go take your 1 or 2 week vacations like all the normal working people. And the session should be open all year long. That's how I feel, because you're making the big bucks.
You can't hear them, but they're standing up out there cheering you, Robin, right now.
So there.
Well, Tom Davis is here from Life South. We will talk, of course, about the important purpose that Tom is on the air with us to talk about, which is blood. But we also have in our presence an actor.
Yes, we do.
And he's going to play the role of 3 famous TV characters. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A terror attack on a school campus in Kenya leaves at least 15 dead.